Yeah.
Hey, we in the building, man. We got Epic Records.
Yeah.
To get that correct ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeti.
Yeah, the
What's
legendary
going on,
Yeti, man. What's good, G? I appreciate y'all having me. The legendary Yeti, and you can follow me on Instagram at the legendary Yeti. 1T. Some people be putting two T's, but it's YETI Yeti.
Hey, well, you know you come in with a seasoned person. When you come in, you just automatically go right off the rip.
Hey, I'm with it, bro.
Hey, you can find me right here.
Whatever we need to do, bro. I'm all the way with it. I'm here for you.
Man, so what's up, man?
Man, what's the deal, bro? I just been grinding, just getting to it. I appreciate you playing that 21 Savage. You probably ain't even know, but that's Epic Records. That's one of the songs I'm pushing this year. 21 Savage a lot. Some more songs on the roster for right now is Flip De Niro, Leave Me Alone, No Stylist, French Montana and Drake, and Yosemite, Travis Scott, and Gunna. So, yeah, bro, I got a strong little lineup right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about it.
How did you get involved with that, bro?
Man,
People
bro,
really want to know.
Man, okay, just to give y'all the short version, bro, I been doing this for about 13, 14 years now, and started off rapping. I was in the studio with like a dominant engineer in Houston. His name Jake.
Spitting bars.
I used to, bro. I used to have them lyrics, you know what I'm saying? I was coming with it. I listened to some of my old stuff. I was like, boy, I had a little something. I might need to. But nah, yeah, I used to rap. And I recorded at Lions Den Studio when it was first built. And my engineer was Jay Lacey. That's the current engineer for Fetty Wap. He did the Fetty Wap album. He did with 679, Trap Queen, all that, you know what I'm saying? And back then, he was working with, like, Slim Thug, Boosie, Paul. So, you know, it was star-studded. I was only, like, 14 at the time, so I thought, you know, we was really doing something. But I was taking it serious, and they was always putting us in positions to be around, you know, mainstream people, next-level people, even though we was young. So I was, like, taking the game, you know, like a grown man. And so all the way through high school, I was rapping in the studio, and then when it came time for college, that little transition, wound up letting my manager go, and then after I let the manager go, I wound up going to school. But I've been deep off in music, and at school, I went to Sam Houston. I taught myself how to DJ, and then my DJ crowd just started growing and growing. I was like one of the only DJs on campus at Sam. It was another dude that's my big homie. His name Rich. When he first heard me DJ, he was like, nah, little bro, you got it. So I picked it up and ran with it. And before I left Sam, I had 2,000 people who was coming to see me DJ like every week. Yeah, you know, every event, it was like 2,000 people. That's like my average, you know what I'm saying? So then after I graduated from Sam, I went to the Art Institute. I studied audio production. So when I got over there, I was like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got some, like, I felt like I was somebody because I already had a degree. I already had a crowd. So I felt like I had something going on, man. When I got over there, bro, first class was music theory. I realized I ain't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? It was humbling, you know what I'm saying? I had to sit down. I remember it was this one dude, that boy sitting in the front row. He had a Letterman on, a choir Letterman. I was like, what? But that dude knew everything, you know what I'm saying? He turned into my best friend, and because I literally knew nothing.
But did you kind of feel like you had the competitive edge since you was already kind of been in the limelight?
That's what I thought, bro. That's what I thought. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, as you know how I go at the Art Institute. We got quarters. So as the quarters go by, I started noticing I'm a little different, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they over here focused on one thing. Me, I'm trying to learn a little bit of everything because I could already see where I'm going to use it. And like, you know, like prime example, you know, we might learn a little something about like EQs. And then I'll be like, okay, bet I'm finna put this DJ mix on SoundCloud, but before I put it up there, I'm gonna EQ it. I EQ it, and then all my classmates, they live because I got like 200 listens to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 200, cool, whatever. But they like, oh, no, you got 200. So that's when I started getting it. I was like, oh, okay, I need to be like, and like you said, you know, when it go full circle, some of my friends from the Art Institute was better engineers than me, you know what I'm saying? I just put it out there. They was just better than me, but I was a little bit better than them at networking, and I was focused on marketing. So I took this one class called Copyright and Intellectual Property, and then all my electives, I turned them into business classes. And so I focused on business and copyright and intellectual property, which is distribution, publishing. So that's ASCAP, BMI. I know the difference between like licensing and all of that type of stuff. So I focused on that. So then when I graduated, I wasn't even tripping on being an engineer. I wanted to be more in music business. And then right after I graduated, bro, I got a call from Epic Records, and they was like, hey, you know, we got your resume right here. You still want this job with Epic? I was like, yeah, for sure. But when did I apply? He was like, I'm looking at your resume. So keep in mind, this 2016 going into 2017. He was like, you applied in 2013. And I was like, yeah, for sure. I want the job. I took it.
Talk about a rags to riches. You talking about
But bro, like, I didn't realize I was literally already doing the job that I do right now for Epic. I was literally already preparing for it because one of my bros, his name June James, we went to high school together. He started making
dope producer, not to cut y'all, dope producer.
For sure, you know what I'm saying? And that's my bro. Like, we rode the bus together in high school. So on the bus, I was big rapping, and then he started making beats because he was in the band. So he was like, oh yeah, you know, I understand music. He started making beats, and literally the very first beat he ever made, I rapped on it. And then when I went to college, he went to TSU. I was DJing. What happened was, bro, the way the story go all the way together, Jay Lacey, he actually advised me to go back to school so I could learn more about engineering because I want the shadow under him. I want the intern under him. He was like, well, I can't have no intern if you ain't in school. So I literally got back in school at the Art Institute. Then I reached out to Lacey, and he never even hit me back. So I reached out to June, and I was like, look, dog, I know you, because at this time, he was working with Young Nation. He made the song Pimp. And it was doing numbers. And I was like, look, bro, I ain't even clout chasing or nothing like that. I just seen you doing good, bro, and I just want to get back, you know, in the industry in Houston. He was like, yeah, pull up. So I had to interview him for a project. And then in that interview, he was like, yeah, you know, we've been cool. You could be a LAD DJ. So I wound up being a LAD DJ. Then I was the only person worried about business. So I wound up managing the LAD DJs. I had 40 DJs under me. And then we started doing our own little mixers. So
we gotta slow this down,
bro.
Because it's so much.
He giving us so much information.
I just was grinding, bro. Like it wasn't even. I wasn't trying to flip. I'm telling you, and I took the most humble routes. You know what I'm saying? I was always backseat. I was always picking up the slack, doing what other people didn't want to do, and then that just wound up turning into something. So with LAD, we wound up having our own little DJ mixes, and then the year I started managing LAD, June had did a mixtape for Slim Thug, Paul Wall. We did the first tape for Sauce Walker. We did a tape with B King, Zero, everybody in the city, and I'm managing all of these meetings. So it was just building. So what happened was the way I got plugged in with Epic, it was so accidental, but I was just trying to hold my own. So I used to go to school wearing suits every day, and then one of my teachers kind of chopped on me. So I felt like, I'm a chill then. He was like, man, you coming in here dressed like this, whatever, whatever. So I was like, bet, I'm a chill. So I started just wearing like regular clothes. And but one of them days I had my meeting, I used to always wear a suit to the meeting. The one day I didn't, we had Atlantic Records come, and the artist at the time was Justine Skye. So I started chopping it up with Justine Skye, cool, whatever. And then I met her manager, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm going to school for this. You know, let me know how I can get in contact with you. I'm trying to talk to the dude. He wound up cutting me off and handed me his card and walked away. And I'm like, dang, this dude kind of played me. This is my meeting, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't trip. I'm like, all right, whatever. So the next big meeting we had, Epic Records was there. So when the dude from Epic came, I introduced myself to him, told him I was in school, then I asked him for his card. When he gave me his card, as soon as he walked away, of course, this time I had on a suit. As soon as he walked away, I went in my phone, found my resume in my phone, and shot it to him in the email right there on site. So that's how we had it all that time later. He remembered the meetings that I was putting on, which is the same thing that I do right now for Epic. So, crazy.
Wow.
Like, the main thing that I'm taking up out of this, I think that are jewels, bro. It's nothing fell in your lap. You work for everything.
Dog, I've been trying to go get it the whole time, the whole entire time I've been chasing it.
And I really think that's what people need to take away from this, man. Is just to understand that the training,
and
school.
When one door doesn't open, that doesn't mean it's over. You go to that next door.
For sure. For sure. And then, you know, I just be having so much on the plate at one time. It's like, I don't even look at it like that. When one door don't open, I just feel like, okay, it ain't time for this to pop yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got all this other stuff I'm working on. Let me brush up on this other stuff. So when this come around, I'm going to be straight on that. And then by the time I'm working on that, then another little opportunity over here might pop up. So that's just how I do it, bro. I just stay busy and try to get to it, and then try to be different, you know what I'm saying, and try to find different places where you can work in the industry, because I meet a lot of artists, which is cool, you know what I'm saying. I try to give back to the independent artists, because currently I'm the Houston representative for Epic Records, but I represent big artists, so I represent Future, Travis Scott, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled.
How did you really get into that? Like, how did you catapult yourself into that arena?
Bro, just with the June situation with LAD and June, bro, like that, and really and truly, bro, that high school stuff I was doing really kind of opened my eyes, because I ain't never really been starstruck. Because I was around all of those celebrities at a young age. Like when I was in elementary, I was going to Steve Francis camp, and then Steve Francis would be there. It'd be Steve Francis, Akeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming, Katino Mobley. I'm in the 5th grade hooping with them, you know what I'm saying? So then high school, I'm with all the rappers that's popping at that time, and then we was doing it on a big level. Like my manager was like taking us serious, so he would book out block schedule studio time. It wasn't like you might go to the studio 2 hours once every month. It's like as soon as you get out of school, you finna be in the studio 4 hours a day, 5 days out the week. We in there Tuesday through Saturday every week. And then when we ain't in the studio, we going to concerts and we trying to understand the stage presence that these artists giving. You know what I'm saying? So I literally been studying the game the whole time. And so that's what got me there. So by the time I was working with June, it was just automatic. You know what I'm saying? June ain't tell me what to do. It wasn't nothing. He was just like, hey, look, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, for sure, run it. And I ran the play. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference, bro. Like when you trying to be in the music business, ain't nobody gonna sit you down and give you the game, bro. I've been working in the industry for 2 years off my own game. Like my counterparts, the people that's over me in the on the label, they ain't gave me no advice. None. I might call them. They don't even answer the phone, bro. And I be running off my own game.
Hey, you heard it first. Hey,
for sure.
You got to invest that time in yourself.
For
man.
sure.
You gotta do it.
And that ain't even no cap. That ain't no shade. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get lucky and somebody might take you up under their wing and show you, you know what I'm saying, a couple things. But if they do that, then you got to really be learning. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to depend on them. And then when they open the door for me, then I'm going to pop. Nah, you got to always be making your own way. And that's why my label like me. They like me because I don't need that help. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I reach out to them, I be like, look, I got this question. But before I even ask the question, I want to let you know I've been doing this. And this the problem I'm running into. So how can I solve this problem? This my thought on how I'm going to resolve it. But what you think? You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming to you before I run the play. And if you don't answer, it's going to get ran, and I just have to deal with that on the back end. That's how I do it.
I mean, hey, keep it going.
That's literally how I do it, bro. For real, for real.
I mean, just to get on a little bit more of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Houston market compared to the Atlanta, the LA, the NY?
I think with Houston, bro, it started with relationships. And before that, it started with networking. You know what I'm saying? And those two things go hand in hand. And I just feel like we had a wave that popped, but they didn't come back and grab youth of that time to show them the game or just put them, like I said, you know, you at least got to be in the atmosphere. So they ain't put nobody in that atmosphere. So now that they career ain't strictly on music, you know what I'm saying, our pioneers got other things going on. You know, Paul Wall got big business and jewelry, and you know, he got all these different customizing things that he got going on. And Slim Thug got big real estate business, but ain't nobody bring the music business back and then create a little center for ourselves when you go to Atlanta. Because I've been another crazy story, man. I DJ'd, well, I got cool with K-Kemp's DJ because we had a mixer and a meet and greet for him when he first dropped the song Money Baby, and then Genius was his manager at the time. So I got cool with Genius, and I just randomly went out to Atlanta. And look, keep in mind, we did this whenever Money Baby was first popping.
That was a big song too.
But however long ago that was, that's the last time I talked to him. Then I shot him a text, and he dropped the song earlier that week. I listened to the song a couple times. I was like, hey, dog, this song fire. Like, I feel like this one of them ones. He was like, appreciate it. He texts back. Then I text him back and was like, hey, look, in like 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Atlanta. He said, all right, bet. When you come, hit me. So I was like, all right, bet. So on that week that I was finna go, I hit him. And he texted me back the address, and he was like, as soon as your flight land, pull up. That's how easy the conversation was. And he shot me the address, and I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? And then he took me with him. And as soon as we went to the club, the first club we went to, we was there with Lil Scrappy. And then the second club we went to, We went to Magic City. I already knew Bigger Rankin. He was there. And then Zaytoven was there, TM88, Lucci, Johnny Cinco, Shy Glizzy. And then the management team for Future was all right there. And he was just introducing me to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's different right there. If we in the city right now and you know somebody who know whoever you trying to get to, you probably gotta pay them just to get plugged in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta book them to be your manager just for them to introduce you to who you trying to get to. It ain't like that out there.
Man, what can be laid in place out here in Houston?
What we need in Houston to get us to the next level, we actually need outlets. That's the number one biggest difference between us and Atlanta. Like in Atlanta, when you listen to their radio, number one, they listening to Atlanta's greatest hits of all time, brand new and classics. Number one. Number two, you might be listening to the radio and the intern is on air with the main DJ. So I was literally listening to the radio out there, DJ Scream, it was his show, and then he had a guest DJ who was still in college. You know what I'm saying? That's a gap right there. And what that's doing is that's creating a job for this younger person. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's number one. Number two, they got outlets in their studios. Okay, so when you go to 2 Chainz studio, first of all, you might pull up at 2 Chainz studio and he might actually be there. You know what I'm saying? Then his studio different. When you walk in, you could get a haircut, you could get a massage, you could do a photo shoot right there in the studio.
But then now we see why people don't want to leave the studio.
Yeah.
Massage, haircut, everything you need.
They got a personal chef at the studio.
Wow, come on.
Then after you do your photo shoot, they can make you graphics. Then you go do the song. After you do the song, they can shoot the video right there. And then after all that, it's another studio called Patchwork. So they do all recording, but then they do distribution. So you could go over there to Patchwork with the song you just recorded with 2 Chainz. You could do your copyrights, your publishing. They'll put you on whatever distribution platform. They have it on Apple Music, all that. You know what I'm saying? One stop. And then after all that, they do industry reviews. At Patchwork, they do an industry review. So they'll bring everybody from the industry, like all the top players, everybody who on air, everybody who a DJ, they bring them to the studio and they do listening parties right there. In Houston, we need that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, those are some big jewels just dropped.
Yeah, that's gold. You know what I'm saying?
With G and Renegade on that too.
For sure.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think the atmosphere in Houston, music-wise, is like it is because we're so independent down there? Do you think that has something to do with it?
No, that's a great part of it, bro, and I talked about that last week. And that's our gift and curse. But we first got to realize how to distribute. You know what I'm saying? It's okay being independent, but we got to get the game on distribution first. See, back in the day, when Swisher House had it going on,
Southwest Wholesale's gone.
Bruh, yeah, and then distribution was physical copies, you know what I'm saying? All you had to do was get them pressed up and then you sell them. It ain't like that no more. So now we need to understand promotion, advertisement, marketing, and then what platforms you got to build, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to build when our networking is so bad, you know what I'm saying? Like artists be asking me, oh, how can I get the songs out there? Well, you got to know people, you know what I'm saying? You got to know people, and then the people got to be waiting on the music. It's that easy. So that's the difference. When you go to Atlanta, you mess around and be in the studio with somebody, and then somebody got numbers, and then y'all work together, and there ain't nothing but, hey, get on the song, you know what I'm saying? So that's real live networking. Out here, we do have a lot of artists, and we got some real talent, but you know, boys got to humble themselves and just realize that even though you might be getting 500 views, even though you might be getting 2,000 views, it ain't where you want to be, you know what I'm saying? It's something. So you got to be able to work with everybody. You can't act like you really flexing when you ain't where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So up until you reach that point, you got to still be building. And that's what it is.
And speaking of being in Atlanta, you work with Future.
Yeah.
Got you a platinum plaque.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How did that go?
But nah, it's crazy. You know, June comes back into the topic of conversation.
June is a big guy.
Bro, it's just my bro. You know what I'm saying? June just really my bro, and we just really been at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's really crazy.
It's not too many people you can still hear say that really call somebody they bro.
Yeah, that's real.
Me, dog, I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I haven't talked to Jay Lacey, you know what I'm saying? He still played a major part in my career. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I get accolades, whenever I got something going on, I still send it to Jay. Jay. You know what I'm saying? He might not text me back, but I hit that boy. I hit him in the DM. He might not open it. I hit him on his page. You just posted a picture. I'm in your comments. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know what's going on. But you know, so back on topic. So June had another person who was working with him from Sam Houston. She fam too. Her name Kelsey. So Kelsey was doing his PR work, and me, I was just trying to make sure all the business was smooth. Anything I come across, I'm giving him advice on it. And so we was working together on. And that's another thing, like, in Houston, we got to have real-life companies, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to turn what June had going on into a company because he had all these other producers he was working with, and I didn't really know at the time what a production house was. I didn't know what a production deal was. So I figured it out, and then I started putting it in writing on how June could have a real-life production house where he got these producers that he treat like artists on a production deal. So that's literally what we was talking about, but we work hard. So in the middle of us talking about that, we was headed to a concert. So I had just got with Epic, you know what I'm saying, and June had just did Keys to the Street. So it was like we both was kind of building and growing at the same time. So at that time, I didn't even know all the artists that was going to be on my roster, but Future album had just dropped. And I was like, bro, like going through the album, I was like, bro, I feel like this song Mask Off gonna be the single. And June, he a producer who I respect. And he was like, nah, the beat ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It's a slow song. It's got these flutes in it. I was like, I don't know, bro. It's just something about it. It just feel like a single. Then right after that conversation, bro, it turned into a single. I was already working the song, so I just took it to another level and just started really, really, really pumping the song. Bro, the song went platinum. So this was in March. The song went platinum in a month. So at the end of April, it was already 4 times platinum. So in order to go platinum, you got to sell 1 million units. At the end of the next month, the song did 4 million units. And I didn't even know I was going to get a plaque, bro. Like, I just knew I went hard on that song. I knew it, that one had popped. And then I didn't get the plaque until November. And then one day, I literally just, if random, I went outside to check the mail. And then there was a UPS truck outside, and the dude had this box in his hand. I'm like, dang, that really looked like it could be a plaque. And so he was like, you know, is Yeti here? And I was like, man, yeah, that's me. I was like, bro, you don't even know what you got in your hands right now. He was like, oh, okay, cool. So I came, when he gave it to me, I just bust the box down. I was like, nah, it was like Christmas for real. I was like, it's crazy. So yeah, the plaque came out, had my name on it, 4 million units from Future. You know what I'm saying? Mask Off. Crazy, bro. And the crazy thing is, I got a couple more of those because I worked on Rake It Up for Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj. I know that
so you
went.
got plaques all over the
Bro,
house at this point.
they ain't sent no. See, that's the thing. It's
You
like
gotta wait for him to send them.
you gotta wait for them to send them. You gotta wait for them to send them. I honestly ain't never even seen that plaque. But yeah, Mask Off, Booty, Black Youngster. It's a couple more songs, some big songs I done worked on.
Out there floating around.
Man, bro, they need to send them my way. But I appreciate the one I got. And Future, he just, like what you were saying about being independent on Epic, people don't realize it, but a lot of these artists really independent and they got their own labels. So Future, he got Free Band Gang, Yo Gotti got CMG. So a lot of these artists, they got their own labels too. But Future team just strong and they been in the game for a long time, so they know what's going on. And I appreciate them sending that plaque. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Bro, that's some big stuff, bro.
Appreciate it.
For people just to be out here in Houston, man, just to, I guess, to be able to network with you, like, what are some of the things that they can do to, I guess, initially get themselves out there? Like, should they be doing a little bitty shows? Should they be trying to get features from people? Like,
They got to do everything. They got to do everything that they see that's working. So, yeah, you 100% right with them shows because the crowd, the majority of the time, they ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? You get out here in front of some of the tough crowds, they going to tell you which songs is hot and which ones ain't. Another thing you got to do, you got to really be writing songs. You got to put your hours in on songwriting because you going to put out a lot of whack stuff at the beginning that just come with it. It's just like going to the gym. You ain't going to start off benching your max, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going to start off something low and then you grow.
And that take a lot of people out, just a discouragement in the beginning of it all.
But that's okay because it ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't even enough room for everybody. So that's okay. We got to weed some people out. And then after that, you got to start collecting a fan base. And then you got to be hands-on with the fan base. Like, You got to know them and they got to know you. Like me, I know if I post a picture right now, I'm gonna probably get 382 likes. And if I don't, I know who didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And if I post a video, I already know I'm finna get roughly 2,000 views. And
So
if
you
I
know
now I'm in my market hard, you know what I'm saying? Like I know everybody who looking for me and I'm looking for them. And you gotta be like that. When you got a product and we selling it digitally, you gotta keep up with your statistics. So that's number 2. Number 3, you gotta have a place for them to come shop. So you gotta have your own website. You gotta have an EPK because you need to shop that around to your audience and to the labels. And it ain't even about getting no label deal. It's just about getting the knowledge from the label, getting some experience with a label, because the labels, they the only people doing it on that level and for so long. I know in Houston, a lot of people be like, oh, we independent, we don't want no deal. That's okay, but these labels been around for about 100 years, so they know what's going on, and they control the wave. So
What do you say to that small town person who's not in the city?
nah, that's even better, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta still come out here. And then even when you in a small town, a lot of times they know each other.
Do you think now, even with the internet, they have to come to the city to get on?
I don't think they have to come to the city to get on, but if they want to start making some money, but it's just simple, you know what I'm saying? Like the music industry right now is simple. If you want more fans, go to where more people at. You know what I'm saying? If you in a small town, I think that's an advantage because, like I say, everybody know everybody. So you start building, and now you got some real supporters. Then after you got your supporters, you be like, all right, now how can I get on a show in Houston or Dallas or Austin, whatever, just a bigger venue with some new people. Then you go over there and take your fans with you. You can't go over there one deep like you the man. You got to take your fans with you because they going to influence the crowd. Then when you over there, you got to have a team that's going to be passing out your whatever to drive them to wherever, whether that be Instagram, your EPK, your Apple Music, your SoundCloud, whatever it is, because you got to do more numbers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of that equals sales. So that's how you got to do it.
Man, what you pumping team so hard? Like, how long have you been with your team initially?
With Epic,
No, just the team that you work with, like on a constant basis, like your team.
but that's the thing, bro. Like, I came in when it was like, you know, I'm in Houston, bro, and I'm from here. So it's been me, you know what I'm saying? It's just been me. Just
So you can make it just one deep.
if you rapping, I'm gonna have to say no. And the only reason I say no is because even with me, bro, I'm doing my thing, but I wear so many hats. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing about rapping is you want the rapping to be your career. So you don't have time to do everything unless you already have done it. You got to keep in mind how I started the story off. I've been doing this 14 years and I done seen so many different things. You know what I'm saying? So I done been an artist watching my engineer mix and master me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what was going on, but now I done went to school for mixing and mastering and I know what's going on.
And see, that's another thing. So you have to just make sure people you got to get in, you got to understand your market. Then you have to get educated to actually know where you're going to go. Like, you can come in expecting to do one thing and then end up being something totally different.
For sure.
And people really don't realize that until they sit on the couch like, man, I could have been this, could have been that.
For sure, 100%. And so the only reason I've been able to do it on my own is because I've been doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's still some things I outsource. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to try to make no flyers because not Instagram, but not Pro Tools, Photoshop been out for a minute now. So it's some people that have mastered Photoshop and they cold on the flyers. So whenever I need a flyer, I'm gonna hit somebody and get one made. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not finna try to do no videos because I'm not cold on the videos. I'll buy a camera, I'll shoot it in one position and then send it to somebody else and have them edit it. Or if I need the whole video made, I'm gonna go holler at somebody and get a video. That's the type of stuff you gotta do. Like so with an artist, like I wouldn't advise you to record yourself, and if you do, I for sure wouldn't advise you to mix and master yourself, especially if you just starting, because you need to get the music out there. Music is fast now, and I like on my show we was talking about the lifespan of music and how it's changed. So just like maybe 2 years ago, songs was lasting a year. Now you have a hit that lasts 3 months. Like Gucci Gang was a big hit. Like even Mask Off was a big hit. You don't hear neither one of them songs no more. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't been that long ago. Like the Future song came out.
But it's a lot of people who've been flooding the market for a long time. But
Yeah.
everybody else just catching on to the wave of flood.
And that's what make it faster, because everybody got to move at that same pace now. So everybody got to go fast. And then you got to have a hit now. So you can't wait. So if you're an artist, you know, when you talk about team, you need a photographer, you need an engineer, you need a videographer, you need somebody that's going to do your marketing, you need graphics, you know what I'm saying? You need a website, you need all of that. You need a manager, you need at some point you probably need a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, you need a team. But me, I just studied all that other stuff. I know a little bit of law. I know publishing, distribution, copyright, engineering, mixing, mastering, all that. You know what I'm saying? So
when should somebody know they should start getting their business in order? I know you expect to get it done from the beginning.
For sure.
Let's just say you started late, like you just started throwing things out there. When should you be like, okay, I need a team. Now I need to go get this lawyer. Now I need to go do this. When do they realize?
Yeah, and it's case by case. You know, with us being independent, we have like projects, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely would advise you to start on your law immediately, you know what I'm saying? At bare minimum, publishing and copyrights. Bare minimum, like if nothing else, copyrights, you know what I'm saying? But then after that, okay, say for instance, you got your song copywritten and maybe you got publishing with BMI because that one's free, so you could do that, no problem. Okay, then you got a song that's kind of growing, like you going from 10 likes to 1,000 likes. Then from 1,000 likes, maybe 2 or 3,000. Okay, boom. So you know this one of them ones. So you need to take care of this song. You need to holler at somebody and see what you need to do to protect it. You done already did your copyright, so cool. But now you got to think about, did you pay the producer? You know what I'm saying? Did you, where you got the beat from? What's up with the engineer? Are they cool? Because you got to start learning just little things about law, because it's a thing called work for hire. So if you done already paid for the beat, then you kind of straight. But you need to, if you can, holler at the person who made the beat to make sure that's it. You know what I'm saying? Then from there, go through your distribution and try to get it bigger. So yeah, bro, like I say, it's case for case, case by case. And then as the music grows and as you get into new things, then you need new people. So like I say too, you handle the law. Okay, now you know this song popping. Maybe you need a video. So then you holler at, you know, you might not do the same quality video for every single song. But if this your single, you want that to be hard. So you go get you a video. Yeah.
And man, that's definitely some jewels you can drop
for sure.
Today, man. But before we get up out of here, I want you to give me 3 things, but only towards the people's image. If you could tell people 3 things about their image on how they could manage it, what top 3 things would you tell them? Because you know, perception is everything.
Bro, that's hard. It's hard. You gotta I ain't gonna lie. I hate to be cliche and be like, be yourself. Of course, you know, you want to do that, but be presentable. The reason why I say the be yourself thing could work is because one of my bros, Don Tolliver, like, they thought he ain't have no image. But now his image is the new wave, you know what I'm saying? And he started from like 2,000 views, and then in a couple months the boy had 30,000 views, and then right after that he had a deal. Then his deal went bad, and while it was going bad, he got signed to Travis Scott, and he wearing the same type of clothes, you know what I'm saying? They might be a little bit more expensive, but it's the same look, you know what I'm saying? And now his look is the wave. So the music game a little different, to where you ain't really gotta like just style yourself up super hard. You just gotta be likable. You know what I'm saying? See, I wouldn't advise that. That's what I wouldn't advise. I would advise you to get a bag and then put it back in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, start getting some money and then invest in your recording, your mixing, and everything else. Everything we talked about with your team, put it there. You know what I'm saying? With me, your image looks more like your online presence. That's how your image look to me. That's what we checking for. We want to see how your crowd receive you. So that's a little bit, I mean, clothes go with that, but it's a little bit more than clothes, because the clothes ain't gonna really just, you know, make you, you know, like I say, if you're trying to do a video or something, then yeah, you might go shopping, get you an outfit, you know, have it looking right. But other than that, just on some everyday type stuff, nah, you just want to keep grinding. You want to be in people's face. You want to be in the DJ face. You need the DJ bad, you know, especially out here, because the DJ is the gatekeepers out here. Ain't nothing moving without no DJ.
And they all locked down. You gotta pay some money.
For sure. And that's, see, I'm with that, but I'm not. The only I get it though, and that come back around to what we were saying about them outlets. We ain't got no outlets, so we need the DJ. Well, you need the DJ regardless, but that's the only way. It should be other ways.
I definitely say it's messing up the game.
it's messing up the game because the DJ not the outlet. The DJ gonna put you in front of a crowd where they at for now.
But that's the thing. People are trying to impress DJs instead of the people they need to drop.
Yeah, bro, we just got our goals out of order because we ain't got no market out here. But if we had a market, it'd be different. You know what I'm saying? But that's my advice. So the 3 things maybe I could give to an artist on image is, you know, when the time is right, you want to be looking right. You know what I'm saying? If you got a release party or something, you know, dress yourself appropriately. Number 2, if you got a video or something, dress appropriately. And then number 3, don't go broke trying to be at the club. At the club, you ain't even working. You just there. You know what I'm saying? You want some Balenciagas. You want to get some Balenciagas just to go. You know what I'm saying? You got your Gucci belt just to go. I ain't with all that. You know what I'm saying? Save your money. For sure.
Before you get up out of here, man, thank you again for coming.
Appreciate you for having me.
Having you, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Give us your social media page where people can find you.
All right, you can follow me on Instagram. That's the one I check the most. You could mention me, DM me, whatever, at the Legendary Yeti. The Legendary Yeti. Then I'm also on 92 Kales on Sundays because I'm still a student in the game, so I'm helping other students. My show is called a Sunday Music Study. That's Sundays from 7 to 8. I got a page for that, Sunday Music Study on Instagram. I got a website, SundayMusicStudy.com. I'm on Apple Music, Google Play, you know, everything. And I'm breaking down the game on my show too. Like the way I'm talking today, this is my whole show. So yeah, man, tune in 7 to 8 on Sunday. Sunday Music Study. I'm the Legendary Yeti for sure. I appreciate you, G.
We definitely gonna be checking that out.
Yeah, man, for real.
You definitely gonna drop some juice.
Bro, I give so much free game on my show. I be like, man, look, I might have to kind of watch what I say and just do some consultations for real, for real. For real.
Renegade, what's up, man? Closing statement.
Hey, man. Kicking it right now with G and Renegade, 92 Kales every Thursday, 2 to 4. Thank y'all, man.
Hey, man, we got this thing, man. Make sure y'all tune in next week. You never know who we gonna have in this thing.
Kick it, yeah.